Hey guys, Mr. Riz here. And so next what we're going to do is break down this initial code that you guys will be given. So if you want to go ahead, open this code up into your screen. We won't be changing any of the code here, but this would be the code that we will use. And I'm going to fork it so I don't mess with any of the code that I have going through. Okay. So we'll look to see what this code does and break down. So most programmers do not create their own code from scratch, but they use existing code and modify that. So in order to do that, they must understand the components of the existing code. So let's take a look at this Mastermind code and see what it does. So let's first run it and see what happens. If we run it, we get displayed 3-0. So you type in your answer, it displays 3, then 0. Okay. Next, we're going to break down the code. And so what might be helpful to put some hashtag comments in here so you know what each line does. So for our first line of code here, we said import random, secret code equals red, RRWB. I'm going to just start calling these by their color. So red, white, blue, and red, white is our guess code. The temporary secret code is blank and the temporary guess code is blank. Correct spots is 0 and correct colors is 0. So what we do in the first part is we basically initialize our code. We import the random code because we'll be using random later on here. We have a secret code that's set up as red, white, blue, and a guess code that's red, white. We have two temporary codes that are secret and guess that are blank. And we have correct spots and correct colors set at or initialized at 0. So try to describe that in a couple sentences here. This next. And remember, you guys can pause the video, go back, and kind of type in what I taught. All right, next it says for each color in secret code, temp secret code dot append color. For each color in guess code, temp guess code dot append color. So if we kind of go back, looking up over here, remember our dot append means we add it to the temporary secret code. So it says for every color in the secret code, so we're going to start with R, we're going to add that to the temporary secret code. And then we'll go next, we'll add an R to it, then a W. So we're going to take all these and build the temporary secret code back up. And the same thing with the guess code, we add all the letters from the guess code in. This way we're using a temporary one, so we never ever change or affect the original code, or the original guess, or the original secret. All right, next, for every number in range of the length of the list of the secret code. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. If temp guess code index number is equal to the secret code index number, correct spots go up and those numbers. So what's going on here? We're only looking at the temporary guess codes, but if we remember our temp secret code on was like red. Ooh, I already forget. Can I scroll up? I can. Red, white, blue. And our temporary guess code is a red, white. Okay. So what this is going to do is for every number in range of the length of the list, so this will go through every single one in the length of the list of the temporary secret code. If the temp guess code subnumber, so remember we're going to be indexing here. So we're going to first look at index number 0. Do these match up? If they match up, so right here, if these R's and R's match up, we're going to change the correct spots, which starts out as 0. It's going to go up by 1. All right, and we're going to change this to an X and then this to a Y. And then next we go to this next one to see, do they match up? Does this temp guess code sub 1 match up with temp secret code sub 1? If they do, we're going to change that to an X and change that one to a Y. Okay. Next, do these ones match up? If they do, then we're going to change this to an X. Oh, and I forgot that goes up. So that's at 1, it's at 2, and then it goes up again. So we're at 3 here because that changes to a Y. And then do these match up? No, so we don't do anything there. So what this line of code is, 18 through 22, checks to see if the numbers are not the numbers, if the colors are in their right spots. And if they are, we change the score of the correct number of spots. And then we also change their appearance in the temporary secret code and guess code. Okay, next. For every number in range, so we're going to go through this again here. If temporary guess code number, so we're going to look at the guess code number, so we're going to check to see first with this Y here, is in the secret code, the correct colors goes up by 1. So we have correct colors, which starts out as 0. And then we're going to see sub number, is it equal to 0? Is it equal to 1, 2, or 3? So we're going to go through here and see, okay, is Y in here? And if it is, we're going to see, is it at this one, this one, this one, or this one? And that's why we have this other if statement. If not, we move on. So in this problem here, we would go through. So let's imagine we had a problem where we had like a temporary secret code, which was like red, yellow, blue, green. And then we had a temporary guess code of red, green, orange, purple. Okay, so what we would do first here, our correct number of spots would be, we'd go through here and we'd see, okay, do any of these match up? You know, and then I realize these are all lower cases, X's and Y's. And if they do match up, all right, so these two match up. So we're going to make this go up to 1. Or yeah, correct spots go up to 1. And we're going to change this to a lowercase x and this to a lowercase y. And these are all capital letters here. Okay, then do these match up? Nope. Do these match up? Nope. Do these match up? So only thing that went through the first line of code, the question 4, was that these changed. We got one of them to match up. Next thing, we got correct colors. So, all right, next thing we're going to do is see, is G in this code here? Yes, it is. So that's going to go up to 1. So if it is, we're going to check, does these two match up? No, they don't. Do those two match up? No, they don't. Then do those two match up? Yes, they do. So we're going to change this one to a Y and then this one to an X. Then is O in this? No, it's not. Is P in this? No, it's not. We wrote done. And so we would get a score of 1, 1. All right. And then the last line of code here, print correct spots, print correct colors. So all that math happens on here. It gets changed. And we're going to go ahead and just display this, the person, how many correct colors and correct spots they got. Okay. So go ahead and try to explain those there in your words, what happens for each step. Guys, remember, pause the video, go back and try to listen to me explain if you need some help. You guys have a great day. I will see you next time and we'll start coding.